Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Different location. I'm finally able to do my first bit of filming in our new house. I have no idea what the sound will be like because we're still missing a fair bit of our furniture, which is only going to be delivered in 3 months from now because supply chains and all those type of things. So it might sound a bit hollow. Is that how you say it in English? Anyway, today I've got for you the latest update on the Panda's eyeshadows. I really have to get back into things a little bit. Very blank wall behind me. Right above me is a picture of the street that we're living on back in the, when was this? I don't know. Back in the 1900 somethings. Which you cannot properly see, so it's great that I'm showing you a picture that you cannot see. The previous owners left that for us, which we thought was kind of nice because this exact house is on it, because the house that we bought is from 1850, if I'm correct, so it's an old house. Anyway, we're talking about eyeshadows today, so let's jump into that. Okay, we're gonna start off with the one that has been in here the longest. Now I'm making sure that I'm taking the right palette because I've got 3 sleek palettes that look exactly the same in here. But we're starting off with the original palette. In here I'm working on this dark blue shade right here. I'm gonna not forget to swatch that. I'm gonna do that straight away as well. This is the dark blue shade that I'm working on. I've used it another 5 times over the last month. I'm filming this about 2 weeks later than I would normally film this, but I haven't really touched these eyeshadows since, so they still look the same. I'm going to try and make some more progress on them again going forward. Okay, I might look slightly different or different in the frame because my husband just came home from his lunchtime cycle. So I was talking about not this palette, the original palette. Anyway, you've seen the color. Working on it, used it 5 times for a total of 15 over the last month, and I'm catching up on everything right now. I think that's what I said. Anyway, moving on to the second one then, I guess. So we've got Lost, and Lost is in the Urban Decay shadow box. It's a brown shade, and I know you guys have told me I need to not roll these in anymore as long as I'm still working on stuff in my pen and palette, and I'm gonna listen to you guys. I'm not gonna roll them out just yet, just because my focus is for a whole lot on my pen and palette anyway, and I've still got some shades in here that I can focus on alongside. But yeah, this is Lost. This is what it looks like in the palette right now, but I've got to close it for you guys as well, so it's a bit easier to see in there. Yeah, I have not used, oh, I'm kidding. I've used it 3 times over the last month. So I'm still trying to incorporate them just a few times, just to make slow bits of progress on them, and then at a certain point there will be pan, as long as I keep using them every now and then. So yeah, working on it. It's fairly close to some of the shades in my pen palette, but I'm making some good progress there as well. So yeah, that is Lost, and once we get Lost, then I promise I won't be rolling in eyeshadows that are almost exactly the same as in my pen palette. Anyway, moving on to Boxed, which is next, and that is in the Sleek Also Special palette. In here I'm working on Boxed, which is a matte brown, and matte brown I think is still kind of okay. Because a matte is a nice to have, so I definitely don't want to get rid of this one just yet. It's subtle enough, like really dark brown as you can see here. But yeah, for that one I have not used it in the last month because I was very focused on the darker brown shade in my pen palette. It's this shade right here. So it looks extremely dark in the pan, but as you can see on my hand, it's definitely buildable. Like I can definitely get it darker as well if I want to, but it's not as scary as it might look, I guess. But so far I've used this only once in this project as well, so not at all last month and once in the month before that, so nothing too majorly moving on that one yet, but it's a fairly easy to use shade once I've used up that shade in my palette probably. Anyway, moving on to the Jewels palette from Sleek, another Sleek palette, and in here I'm working on this reddish shade right here, like the bronzy red copper. It's a copper or bronze, copper I think. Anyway, working on that one. That one I've been able to incorporate a little bit more. I've used that one 6 times over the last month. I used it 1 time before, so that's a total of 7. I did indeed say that that was going to be my focus shade out of the 5 that I had left in here, and I did make that a reality. I guess I used that the most out of all of them. And also because it seems to be a bit lower in the pan than a lot of the other shades in this palette. So I'm hoping that I can hit pan on that one relatively quickly. It's like powdery enough. It's not like an extremely powdery shade or anything. Not in an annoying way anyway, but yeah, it fits into those brown themes very well, but because it's a reddish shade, it's a bit easier to like kind of see something different there. Although I would still use it in a very similar way as my browns as well. But yeah, that is the 8 shade in my Jewels palette, which I don't have a name for. And I've made some okay progress on it. 7 uses. My guess is that I'm going to get to about 20 or so until I hit pan, so it's probably going to be another 1 or 2 months. Maybe I can make it happen by then. Let's see. And then lastly, I think I rolled this one in last time. This is the Catrice palette, the Seasons Must Have. I already have pan in 2 shades in here, and this time around I'm working on the gray shade in here, this one right here. I have managed to use this one 5 times. I hadn't used it yet before, but this is a very easy like transition shade, something that I can throw in my crease very easily when I'm working with slightly cooler tones, so the blue and the gray together, for example. I think I've done that a couple of times with some other things on the lid. It's a very easy shade to work with, and even though I'm working with other shades as transition shades in my palette, I know they're going to move along quickly enough, so I can definitely get like 5 or more uses in every time before I update you again in this project. So yeah, these are the 5 shades that I'm working on. I know the browns are frustrating some of you guys a little bit, but I'm gonna keep them in because I have way too much to focus on already anyway, so it's kind of okay for me to have an excuse to not have to focus on them yet. I am making some really nice progress on my palette though, so hopefully that will mean that I can start to focus on things in here a bit more towards like the second half of the year, once I see and I know that in my palette I can get to where I want to be, and I might get a little bit more bored with the colors in there. I'm still enjoying playing around with those shades as well. So yeah, this is what I'm working with. Let me know if you have any ideas, but yeah, my palette is going to be interfering a little bit with some of these shades. But that's okay enough with me for now still. So that's it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.